So what's y'all, man? Welcome back to the PRESZN Command Network. Your boy Tony Tech. Back in the video, man. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all coming up and rapping to me today. Before I get to it, man, sorry about the lack of uploads. Well, I had upload yesterday. Sorry for not a joint practice recap for y'all. I'll bring it to you guys today, as well as give you a week 2 preview versus the Miami Dolphins. Because I want to see and all that type of stuff. So let's get right into it. I'm on the intro. We're gonna give you the Bible verse today, and we're gonna get right to today's content. Welcome back to PRESZN Commanders Network with Tony Tech. I am back with another video. 82 to go to God. For God, I'm sorry right now who God's over doors and pay ways for all the people in the Lord's name. Pray to Davio. Squad. We're here to talk about the Washington Commanders and the Durs. And we're going to talk about the Durs. Before we get back to the Washington Commanders, we're going to talk about the Holy Bible. And then this is from, I put the verse from John 20, verse 29. It says as follows. Then Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who haven't seen, but yet they've believed. So, you know, Jesus isn't physical. It's not in the physical realm anymore. So if you believe in Jesus, that means, you know, you're the blessed one. You haven't seen Jesus. You know what I'm saying? People are like, how can you believe something you don't see? They say walk by faith, not by sight, my boy. Don't let that get over your head. Let's get right to today's video though. Commanders joint practice recap. We're gonna start with that, and we're gonna get to the week 2 preview versus the Miami Dolphins. But let's go ahead and get to this recap though of the joint practice, because I'm extremely intrigued to see what happened yesterday. I didn't get to see hardly anything that happened yesterday, if I want to be honest. There's a lot was going on, so it's hard for me to catch that. I don't know why it's on Elliott Wolf. I don't care about that. But let's scroll down a little bit. So this happened in Miami today. We got the 2 number 5s. We got one JD5, another one JR5. Jalen Ramsey, that is. Jalen Ramsey, Jayden Daniels. I'm saying he probably chopped me up. Said, man, you gonna pick up? He like, man, I'm gonna pick you off, rookie. You ain't about to pick nothing off of him. I know. He probably told him to pick you off, rookie. Riley Patterson has best period of camp so far. He was 3 for 3 yesterday with 51, 51, 56. A Dolphins fan near me said, we need that guy. It's been a week. It's really a week-to-week league. Sam 48's hilarious facts. Shout out to Riley Patterson. Drake May out there making some plays. See what else happened yesterday. Justin Simmons is a Falcon, so that's interesting. I want to talk about. I'm gonna look at the practice notebook in a second. Terry McLaurin scored on Kendall Fuller on a 1-on-1 in one of the first days of practice. Fuller capped off practice, picking out Jayden Daniels with 10 for Terry McLaurin. That was an out route that I love to make plays on, which is true. He had pick 6s versus the Texans and Cowboys in 2022. So that's something Kendall Fuller. Shout out to Kendall Fuller, man. Former Commander, former Redskin, now a Miami Dolphin. Shout out to my guy. That's my guy, Kendall. For all the Washington fans out there, Jayden Daniels card. I think this is a Miami reporter saying this. I think it's very, very interesting. Caught up the Dolphins up in red zone work, but we went to the full work and he was slightly neutralized. But his arm challenge is legit. At his end of practice interception, Kendall Fuller was a good bro. The wide receiver slipped on, which is Terry McLaurin apparently. Press Washington Day and Daniels had joined practice with the Dolphins today. He looked comfortable and in control today. Daniels had a strong preseason debut and been out that in practice today. Plenty of reason for Commanders fans to be excited about their rookie QB1. That's good. It's good to hear. And this is what Kendall Fuller said about Jayden Daniels.
On the young fella?
I like him, man. I haven't watched the tape yet, but just how he carries himself. He looks like a pro. It looks like he has an edge. Look like he trusted his ability a lot. I mean, shoot, even just looking on YouTube, social media, I heard about him checking a play in the first preseason game, and to be able to have that confidence as a rookie to go out there and play football. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times we rely on X's and O's, and then sometimes you just got to play football. So I'm excited to compete against him on Saturday and hoping that he has a good future.
A chance to see the rookie quarterback in Jayden Daniels.
He's from the area, so he does wish the Commanders well, and does wish a guy like Jayden Daniels well. So that's good to see. Chase McSorley getting extra day after working at press with David Blau and Martavis Bryant. That's good to see. But Washington has a good front. This is from Rob Jones, the Miami Dolphins guard here. Very interesting. Let's see anything else to see here. Even with the ball to the line of scrimmage by the Miami defense, Jayden Daniels completed an 8-yard touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin for an easy Commanders TD. Commanders Jayden Daniels lights up the Dolphins defense and red zone drills. He throws 5 total touchdowns to include McLaurin, being Kendall Fuller, and then Cater Kaha later. He's out there lighting it up. On the first offensive snap, the Commanders took out the team moved into the indoor facility. Jayden Daniels was intercepted by Kendall Fuller, who was targeting Terry McLaurin, who appeared to fall down or play either way. Dolphins sideline erupted and practice was called. Final 2-minute period, Commanders, Dolphins practice. Emmanuel Ford and Jeremy Chin both have a press breakup. Good to hear. Kendall McFarland is a smart corner. I love Kendall Fuller, man. I wish we kept him. We'll say our secondary looking right now. I wish we kept a guy like Kendall around. And it didn't cost the Dolphins a lot to get him. So I was very, very pissed off we didn't keep Kendall. So that's kind of that. Tyree gets a step on the Commanders defense, but Tua overthrows him. Fight almost breaks out after a sack on the next play, but stumped out quickly. Jayden Daniels' pass was tipped and caught by Marcus May for an interception. So he threw a couple picks yesterday, but overall he had a pretty good day. Never scuffle Andre Jones and Johnny Smith. Jones threw his helmet. Bo Bauer went to the MRI room in the Dolphins facility. A player did go down. I don't know who went down, but so Chiggy and Newsom ripped the ball out of Malik Washington's hand on a 40-yard pass at the end of the play. So we don't know if it was a catch or not, but Carr is out for Bo Bauer, which sucks. Terry McLaurin beat Marcus May for a touchdown on the goal line, bro. This rookie's pretty good. Much better day kicking for Ryan Patterson. Did not see him miss, but his biggest make was 56 yards, 57 yards out. One of them, too. I know I saw 56 on one of them and said 57 for that one. So teammates came over to pat Bo Bauer on the helmet. Seems to be right leg. He was visibly frustrated, slammed his hand on the cart after he getting on. Yeah, Bo Bauer's done for the year. That's what it sounds like. That sucks. Got the cool. Okay, he's up walking, but got the cart, though. I got on the cart, though. Ooh. Washington player down. Everyone's on one knee. Cart coming out. That's not good. Ow. Okay, so overall, practice was interesting. Kendall Fuller. Shout out to Kendall Fuller. He was out there making some plays on our rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. Terry. I don't know who the other 3 touchdown passes in the red zone were to, but 2 were to Terry McLaurin, which is a good sign. I know Jahan Dotson's probably known it's kind of known the last couple of years our best red zone guy when it comes to wide receivers, but we know Terry McLaurin's the best wide receiver on his team, and I'm glad that he's getting those red zone targets and he's making plays off of those. Also, Bo Bauer, wish you well, bro. Sorry you went down like that. I'm glad you're able to walk. But it sounds like it's serious, which sucks. It might be the end of his year before the year even start, which is terrible. But I wish him well. Wish him a quick recovery. Overall, practice is solid. We didn't hear nothing about the Washington defense outside of Emmanuel Forbes having a bounce-back day, which is good to hear. And Jeremy Chin's doing Jeremy Chin things he's been doing all camp long, which I'm very happy to hear. So, overall, good practice for the Washington Commanders. They held their own versus a really good football team. We hear Tyree Hill go absolutely ape crap. Jay Walden go absolutely ape crap. It's good to hear. Thank you, Jesus. Shout out to the team. Round of applause. Now, let's get to the Week 2 preview versus the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to Louis T. He had a list of 7 things he wanted to see. I don't want to see 7 things. He does his list in 7s. 7. But I'm gonna give you a list of 5 things I want to see from the Commanders. One is Jahan Dotson going to start the game, and how many snaps does he play? Number 2, how does Jahan Dotson look? Number 3, I want to see Zach Ertz. I want to see him in an actual game. I'm excited to see Zach Ertz play, and I think he's going to be a really good tight end for us this year. And I really believe that he'll be a nice safety blanket for one rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. Number 4, I want to see if we're going to get exotic with blitzing at all. Like, are we going to kind of like do twist and stunts? Are we going to get kind of creative with the blitz packages? How are we going to do that in this game? Number 4? Number 4. Number 5 is how long do the Stars overall play? The other 5 things I want to see. I believe that this team is a very interesting team going to the regular season, but in this game, let's see how Emmanuel Forbes plays. I know he had a really solid start to the game in preseason week 1. He gave the touchdown to my man Jason Bradley or whoever his name is, Jason Brownlee. Yeah, Jason Brownlee. And that really sent some shockwaves through Commanders fandom. And it was not a good week for Emmanuel Forbes. I want to say so myself. So in order for him to kind of quiet the noise down, I hope he has a bounce back game. Never did. I want to keep my eye on. X factors for both teams real quick. I have for the Dolphins, I'm going to say Jalen Wright, their rookie 4th-round running back. I like him a lot. I want to draft him. I wanted him to be here. I want to draft him myself, but nonetheless, he's in Miami. So with the 100 running backs they have already, but none of my business. And for the Commanders, Michael Wiley, the undrafted rookie out of Arizona. He had a nice solid week last week. How does he piggyback off of that? And how does he look this week, right? The guy I think is in trouble for the Commanders. I'm going to give you a couple of guys I think are in trouble. They're going to need a really good game to kind of hold on to their roster spot. On offense, Chris Rodriguez Jr. If he doesn't go out there and show some wiggle and show a little bit of burst and things of that nature in this game, I think he's going to be cut before the end of next week. I'm also saying James Pierre. I think he'll have a bounce back game from last week. That last week game was terrible. If he goes out and have another crap performance, he's not going to be here after this week. And then finally, on special teams, I would want to say, special teams overall is solid. I want to see what Rodney Patterson does in the real game. He did not kick well last week. He kicked well in practice yesterday, which is good to hear, but he was bad in that game last week. So I hope he bounces back and actually kicks well and has a bounce back week. I wonder if he's not in trouble, I don't think by any means. They just released the kicker Ramiz Ahmed, but I think he's going to have to step up and show something, right? And that's about this whole wide receiver 2 battle, right? Shout out to Pedro Smith. He had a big video. Shout out to all the other guys that had videos recently about this situation. Shout out to all the creators, right? Rio, Lou, all the guys that talked to wide receiver 2 battle. I didn't watch everyone's videos, so don't quote me or anything. I think with this wide receiver 2 battle, right? If I get out of here, because I don't have a lot of time to go to work eventually, but with this wide receiver 2 battle, I think the problem right now for Jahan Dotson is that he hasn't stepped up and set himself apart from everyone else, right? He hasn't created distance between him and Lonnie Zaccheaus and De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown looks like he might be the favorite to win this job because of what he's been doing in camp and also what he did in preseason week 1. And Lonnie Zaccheaus is still in the mix, I think. But all this wide receiver 4, Jahan stuff, stop that. God, please forgive me. Y'all might hear a couple curse words in this video. Shut the hell up. Jahan Dotson is not wide receiver 4. Shut that shit up. All right. I'm getting tired of hearing that. Okay. Hey, Jahan, wide receiver 4. Yeah. Since when? He was on the first unofficial depth chart. He was the starter. Right? But right now it's a competition. But right now he's number one on the unofficial depth chart at wide receiver outside of Terry. At the end of the day, do I think he'll be wide receiver 2? Probably so. I'm going to say 60-40, but there's a chance he could play in the slot. And I don't think that's a bad thing for Jahan at all. Jahan will have more free releases. He can use his route running ability a little bit more. And I think he'll win a lot more inside anyway. We've seen that against the Eagles. Last year, week 8, he torched some dudes. He had 8 catches for 105 yards and a touch. He torched them boys from inside. Pause. He ripped that secondary apart. He destroyed them. He put that work on them boys last week in that last year in that game. We see it in the next week. They put Jahan in the slot. He cooked the Patriots for 3 for 60 in a touch. Jahan, I think, is going to be a really good slot receiver if you put him in the slot. Period. So I think at worst, he'll be the slot receiver. At best, he'll play outside with Terry. I don't think he's going to sit on the bench. You don't sit first-round picks on the bench. Unless they're just not performing at all. And Jahan hasn't had a bad camp. He hasn't set himself apart either. He's had a decent camp. He's been okay. If he's been terrible, that's different. But Jahan hasn't been terrible. Big difference, right? So, with this wide receiver 2 thing, I still think it's Jahan's job to lose. Now, who I think will win it if it's not Jahan, it will be Diami. And this whole, as long as the kid is going to be a starter thing, I think it's a possibility. I think it's a probability. No. I think the starting receivers are going to be Diami Brown, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. As long as the kids come off the bench, along with a guy like, I'm going to say, Jahan, Terry, and Luke McCaffrey. And I think that in the room, you'll have a Mitchell Tinsley. I think those are 6 wide receivers. I don't think Crowder's going to make it. I know a lot of people like Bryson Tremaine. He's not making it. Martavis Bryant ain't going to make it. And I was like, oh, yeah, we saw Martavis Bryant. He's not going to be on this 53-man roster. Stop. And I think Luke McCaffrey's going to be inactive on game days a lot to start the season. I completely agree with Jalen Morgan from Bleeding B&G in his video. So I think it's going to be Terry, Diami, Jahan. Or it's going to go Terry, Jahan, Diami. Those are the 3. If it's Olamide and Mitchell Tinsley comes off the bench. If then Luke McCaffrey will be inactive on game days until proven otherwise. That's how it's going to go, in my opinion. Could be wrong. You think I'm wrong? Put $20 on it. I'll cash you $20 if I'm wrong. Put some money on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment your thoughts. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. If you love blesses all y'all, 25 subscribers for pre-K. You're going to get a ticket to a game. Hit the sub button. Peace.